Hey y'all, it's your girl Alex. We are here in Home Depot in Georgetown, middle there for the both of us, getting some things that we need. And just kind of dawned on me, and people always laugh at like when they hear me working with my pups and stuff. And we have a full on conversation. It's literally what I look for in my teams, looking for that um, working unit together, right? So I thought I would bring y'all in on a little bit of what it's like with a dog who knows how to like basically just tap in with you, because I know there's people out there who do communicate with animals, or they think they are hearing stuff from plants or things that people may not expect that have a life force within them. And um, that's a very real thing. Like, we're all God's creatures, divine creator, whatever you want to label, you want to put on it, that creative, source frequency, and just what they created all of us to do and be. And we're all connected. And so I thought I would take y'all on a little bit of ride of what it's like in Home Depot. Coda, you ready to go? That's it. Oh, yes, my good boy. Yes. All right, y'all. Good. You see someone with a hat. Right here, my love. Right here, my love. No, thank you. This way. Can you sit down, please? All the way. He said, no, there's someone with a hat. That's him defined. He doesn't like this. The whole mask things. He's like, I don't like these. These are threats. Come here, my love. Sit. Thank you. That's hilarious. Come on, my love. So what he was doing there is, that's one thing that is trained in them. When they feel like there's a threat or something that is going to cause imminent harm, he hates people who have hats on, and especially the mask. And he's not digging it. He's like, everything's a threat. Interesting, right? How they pick up on the things we should be picking up on, and yet, here's human society completely comfortable with staying muzzled and no, you're good. Everything else. Come on, my love. Right? They understand the threat. But most of humanity is just blindly following. Now it's become comfortable to do everything, right? It's wild how just that systematic conditioning. Come on, my love. This way. Oh, sit down, please. Behind me. Come on, my love. I have no idea where what it is I'm looking for is located at. I guess I could probably look it up. That's okay. So it's interesting. That was a total synchronistic thing, because he was totally fine with everyone being muzzled up until that guy came, and then all of a sudden you could tell he's on red alert. He's like super keyed up to like different threats, and so you've got to wonder, when all else is going on, watch the animals, right? They always talk about storms and everything else. You see the birds and animals start running, you better fucking run too, because there's something up, you know? And it's just interesting what they tell us before humanity tends to be, right here, my love, tends to be like, right? It's wild how that is. But we need to be focused on them, because there's going to be some crazy shit coming down. We've got a blood moon coming up, May 26th. Three Gorges Dam has been, right here, my love. Oops. Right here. Come here, my love. We've got a lot of things going on, and so it's just make sure y'all are awake and prepared, and of things that might get a little bit crazy. This way, please. That's it, my love. Over here. Thank you. So it's time to have these conversations, especially it's time to have conversations about what's really going to be going down because people are still really hesitant. They're being conditioned into these subservient type of ways of, and I respect the, probably not over here. Oh, this way. I respect the business who is non-essential. They want to keep your mask policy. That's cool, man. I just won't shop there. But if it comes down to essential stuff, you know, there is nothing in this world that, aside from anything that has to deal with essential, that is anything to do with being able to infringe on my rights. And if it's non-essential and it's something just fun, that's the reason I just won't shop there. I will absolutely find somewhere else to go. Huh. Yeah. And that's how we all need to start thinking. If the people want to keep those policies, let them. Let their businesses tank and let's show them with our money that we're not going to stop there with this tyrannical nonsense policy. But if we start standing up and speaking back, right here, my love, that's it, then. Um, y'all, this is how we can win it. This is how we can stop. Let's go this way, please. Thank you. And it's imperative, right? It's imperative that we are able to identify the different things going on and where they are going to be impacted. Right over here, please. Go behind. Thank you. That's it, my love. It's imperative that we talk about this stuff because, people are just, they're not paying attention, and it's important that we do because there's a lot of things coming out down the pipeline of what's going on and how do we prepare and what do we expect because it's going to be, like childbirth. Any woman out there who's had a child or, been through the process watching it for someone else, you know how it goes. It gets to a point where you may feel like you can't do it anymore, that you can't make it, or that, there's something that is just, you can't do it for whatever reason. You can't do it. Well, yes, you can. You have a life on the other side of whatever is coming down the pipeline, and you're going to make it through. It's just like birth. When you get to that crescendo where I guarantee there's at least other moms, because I know me, there were points in my delivery of all three of my children that I was like, I can't do this. And you don't really have a choice, and that's kind of where humanity is at right now, y'all. We don't have a choice to do this process. Like, we're in it. We can either fight it all we want, and make the experience even more difficult, or we can take a deep breath and breathe. And we can control the things we can control. We can control our breath. We can control what we watch and what we immerse ourselves in. Get off the fake stream media. Stop watching it. I haven't watched it seriously in forever. And honestly, because of the different beta waves and crap that they pump through the TV systems, I'll tend to watch clips here and there, but I can't because it literally just messes with me because it's just that toxicity, you know? And it's important that everyone start really recognizing these things that are actually going on and being able to tap into that stuff. Amen, Craig. Jesus loves you. I love it. Yeah. Sean's sister Collie was a dream where they hated the mask also. I mean, and it's hard because it's like obviously you don't want him to acting or behaving, negatively or anything of the sort. But at the same time, like that's his natural instinct. I'm not going to snuff that out of him. I'm going to encourage him to continue to behave, but to continue to alert and say something's not safe, something's not right. And you can tell his ears, they're like a horse. If anyone's ever been around a horse, that's what their ears do the same thing. Yeah, it is all the TV programming, Denise. It really is. She says not only mainstream media, all the TV programming. You're hitting it on the head, dear. Absolutely. And it's important that that's, I know people get frustrated with me because they're like, Alex, I don't know how to go with it. And how do I receive the answers? And it's like, and I laughed a little bit because like in that awkward, like, I totally feel you, but you just got to do this kind of way because like, I laugh because I've been there. I totally was that person who fought it at tooth and nail. And when I just finally took a deep breath and dove into the process and gave up control, Hello, I know there's an amen somewhere out there. I gave up control of trying to manage everything and just let be what was going to happen exactly. Still putting forward activism, still, doing the things, and but facing the fears of things that are trying to stop me, facing that fear when things are trying to say, no, this is too big, go back, survive. Ah, I know that you guys can relate because so many people are going through that, and it's I feel you. I feel you. The monster is perceived to be super big and scary, but y'all, we have not lost. We are not on the other side of what was it? I'll have to get it back to y'all with this title. It's something I was literally just watching about from the 1970s. It was a movie and something about like the synthetic foods. They're actually a business who sells health drinks. And it has to do with like all the brainwashing and stuff. And I'm just like just because of the way that the food, right? The foods that are being pushed into our system, the GMO, why do you think they're trying to be able to make it so there's free daycare for children who are in preschool? Oh, yeah, so you can, indoctrinate them. Give them, give someone a generation who will rule the world. And that's exactly what's been happening. They've been doing this stuff since the 1980s that I'm actively aware of, like, and I firmly believe in that video today, in the 70s, they were telling everybody what was going on. And the people back then were like, oh, not really. Like some people were screaming at the top of their lungs, but most of society was like, oh, that's a little too on the fringe for me. I'm not really sure I believe that. And, here we are today. But at the same time, I don't think until we had this technology that people would actually be able to do um, just the whole thing, how deep this shit goes. I mean, we were talking about the other day, like what it actually would mean to clean out a swamp. Even say like make a nice little 4 acre uh, square shape, right? Piece of land, and imagine just that alone being an actual swamp, the real tall, deep-rooted trees, the real thick, boggy mud. All the animals that are, pretty easily to scare out. But I mean, then you're gonna have some crocodiles and shit in there, maybe some big old snakes, and so it's like when you really start to think about the mess that we're trying to clean up, this is a lot. That's why we have to fight back. I don't care what it is, what facet it works in, however you're doing it. Get into your local elections, your mayors, your city council, school boards, something, right? The environment, taxes. Get involved with something, and because realistically, if every adult got involved, even for like 4 or 5 hours a month of in their local communities, then we would be able to choose so much back to the roots and starting to, we've got that Texas choice parent legislation coming up. We're sounding the alarm. There's a lot of other people who are in the same boat, other states getting this passed. So it's all of these different things that through advocacy and stuff and connecting, that's the one thing that far left agenda, like they are really good at that. They are out there campaigning, they're putting in the foot, like that's where they've gotten kind of a leg up on everyone else. Like all these other people, including myself, who are speaking for me, we're patriotic people. We're just asleep, and we love our country, we love humanity. We don't want ill. We are genuinely good people, which I truly believe is like 80% of the human population. I truly believe are genuinely good people would not, if they fully understood in a divine way, that divine truth, right, that we always talk about coming through to penetrate people, to give them the divine understanding that only they can have, be in that it will only work in their specific life, that it's that divine connection and it's intercessory, right? But being able to understand all of that and just it's a lot. I get it. It's kind of why like I want to giggle sometimes because I'm like, yeah, I hear you. It's a lot. It's even like doom and gloom shit, But just keep chipping away at it. Keep trying to process it because you will eventually process it. And then once you process how big this is, okay, sit down, please. Um, we can start putting action because then you start to know because you're able to understand your enemy, right? Know thy enemy, defeat thy enemy. I talk about it often because we need to be able to know and understand what the enemy is that they're facing, and then we can figure out how to defeat. I'm in Texas. I'm just north of Austin, Georgetown, between like Temple and Austin, basically. Yeah, and that's such a shame, Sharon. Like that's and see, this is what I mean. And she says her husband had an asthma attack at work last night, and they're still enforcing mask wearing. That's just this is what I mean. Y'all keep fighting back. I was watching, in London. That Sharon's in the UK, y'all. Say what's up to the UK, because man, they're fighting back, and it's beautiful. Got those like protests in the streets and all kinds of stuff, and yeah, that's what we need to be doing, y'all. We need to be doing. Um, it is so many. And I was like, you look around, there's no mandate, but people are comfortable. Kids are wearing them. And this took one calendar year to get humanity completely comfortable with the idea of Muslim all the time. And then you're creating even more. We don't have, now we're off the race, and now we're coming into masks and all this shit, and it's ridiculous. It really is. It's absolutely ridiculous, but it's to create more division, to create more hate, to create more strife. It's coming off the race war. People are starting to wake up. Enough people have woken up to that. The BLM and all that crap. And not the grassroots movements that were trying to bring awareness to some. There are definitely some issues. Thank you. So we're just hanging out. He's 9. I've had him since he was 12 weeks. Yeah, he's my big boy. Yeah, he's a good boy. He's just watching. He's watching everybody. Yes, he is, huh? Yeah. Yeah, you may go see, please. Go ahead, baby. No, he's a good kiddo. He just got back from the groomer, so. Oh, cool. But you feel that lump on him? Yeah. He's got some fatty tumors. He's just getting old. I love just my dogs. Baby. I lost the dog 20 years ago. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I feel with him for sure, huh, baby? Had him dead in a dog. I'm from New York. A dog cemetery, which was better than a human cemetery, cost me just as much, with a special headstone. His name was Smokey. Favorite saying was, Smokey, you're a good boy. I love it. Yeah. With a picture of his face. He was a mutt, but he was great. He was great for the family. So, yeah. No, I got all my babies there. Huh. He's definitely my boy. Okay. Thank you. Come here, my love. Thank you. Right there, please. That's it, my love. Technically, I wasn't supposed to drop that. But I know you guys know that exactly what I'm talking about. And it's wild, everything that we are seeing and how it's been told. And, it's been in front of our faces, y'all. It's been here. And so I want to encourage you to keep standing up, because we can absolutely fight this, y'all. I've seen it time and time again. Actually, this way, please. I want to go this way. Thank you. I get it. It can be super scary. It can be like overwhelming and just like, oh my gosh, I can't win this. And I want to promise you that you can. I want to encourage you to remember that you can win this. We do win this, but it takes all of us standing up. You're not fragmented. Get on our Telegram group, y'all. Seriously, Awaken to the Matrix. It's on Telegram, and there's people all around the world. We connect all the time. It's a chat. If you're not on Telegram, you should be. We haven't been deplatformed or kicked off yet, which is fantastic, because we're dropping some serious shit that normally would get, us kicked off. And just let's connect, because you're not alone. And that's the thing that I know a lot of people are, struggling with, because they do feel alone. And it does seem really scary, because it is scary when you right here, please, when you are alone. Thank you, my love. But you're not alone, right? You're not alone at all. And that's the most important thing to remember, is that we are not fragmented. We're just afraid to poke our heads up, and we got to put in the work, right? We've got it right here, please. We've got to put in the work to be able to make this happen. And so I want to keep encouraging y'all to do exactly that. Y'all, you guys are fighters. I just, that's exactly it. They got the chat going. I love it, you guys. People just talking about trying to stand up and trying to, make it work. And I know it's scary. Like, seriously, I did a video the other day talking about being able to start planting the seeds of other ideas, because that's exactly it. If we can't fight that because, you guys were talking about worried about losing your job, not being able to make bills. That's a tangible thing that has real world consequences. However, while you might be stuck right then, I'll go on and edit the description. I'll add in that video, it's that link, and it was literally, it was something like how we win this. I don't remember. I did it the other day. It has the picture has me and Leo on it, sitting together outside my barn and just talking. And literally, I want to start planting the seeds. I want to start thinking about how to get away from being, the forced labor, like getting back to that own, being able to make our own income, our own self-reliance, getting off away from that, because this is how we take it back. And it could be, I encourage people to get involved with the communities and stuff with whatever their talents are. Find a way to maybe start teaching classes about, a couple days, even like one day where you take like 3 hours, right, to open up a class. That might be more tangible than an entire, business day. Totally get that. So start small where it's tangible, or just plant the seed that you're thinking about it and you're putting that into the universe, that you're not sure how to do this. You don't really see a way that you can get involved and start getting back to the community and integrating with the community. And just plant the seed, y'all. Just start the process. Just put it out there in the universe. And there's so many things shifting that are going on right now. And it's happening. Things are happening. And if, dang, she says they had a murder scene behind her house last night. Wife shot her husband in the head. Oh, shit. It is absolutely. There's such a massive, just the fear, the level of fear that is in the environment. We need to start, and maybe that's what it takes from all of us, right? Wherever you guys are at, start standing up and start being that leadership. I told one of the school board trustees, I was like, leadership can be really hard, because sometimes it means facing the masses who are consumed in fear, to be able to quell their fear, calm their hearts, and start breaking down real facts, pull people back out of the fear mindset, that fight or flight. That's where people are at. We got to pull them out of that mindset first, calm their fears, and then we can have a more logical conversation, right? And explain to them what's really been going on. But until we pull them out, they're not going to know. They're not going to understand. That's awesome. Yeah, Peggy Hall, boom. There you go, Peggy Hall. She has a website, the Healthy American, I believe, .org. Oh shit, my phone's about to die. I should have charged it better. But yeah, for real, y'all, get onto that. We're, my website, we're building it still right now. I've got some stuff started. I do have her references on there too for Peggy Hall. I link everything to her so people can go to her, because these are really important resources. If you don't know, I'm in a federal lawsuit against my kids' ISD for discrimination, because they will not provide me with science. The epidemiologist at Wilco will not provide me with adequate science that actually shows research relating to the muzzles being a positive thing for the academics, like everything. And we have a whole case that we're building. And so there's a lot to this that we're hoping we can get some wins, because there are places out there that are not going to ease up this shit. Washington State, unless we can get everything flipped. Oregon, all of these places, right? They're burning. And it's awful for the people who are stuck there. They can't afford to. And, I'm watching Oregon heavy right now. They're putting up FEMA camps. They had what I would believe to be intentional fires last year, and thank you. And there's now they have the FEMA camp set up for the homeless, which there's been reports of a lot of the homeless all on the West Coast going missing. That's where most of the dumbs, if you don't know about that, that's where most of them are. Is a lot of them are heavy on the West Coast and just along the mountains and stuff. And there's just a lot of crazy shit, y'all. For real. It goes that deep. It's pretty awful, but we can fight back, and we need to, because we need to be able to help other people, not just right where we're at, but if you're in a pretty good area, start advocating to at least show that these things are going on, because it may not be happening directly in your community, but if it gets let loose in your community, in the neighbor, oh, you come here. He's like, come on, good boy. Thank you. If it gets let loose, even on the other side of the country, eventually it will make itself to you if you guys don't help stop it wherever it's at. So I want to encourage you guys to keep going. And we got this, y'all. Keep fighting. Yeah, get with Sheriff Matt. Perfect. Y'all dropping massive, great things, guys, in the chat. I love you guys so much. You guys are always showing up. This is amazing. And, we've got this. God wins. We win every bit of this. Love you guys.